Hola, and welcome to what I hope will be one of the shortest instructional videos in this entire library. So let's see if I can succeed. We're just going to learn some numbers today. I know there were some numbers in the previous video as well, so you may already have a really good start, but let's go ahead and just add some bigger numbers. Here's why we're doing this. When you're traveling, you're going to have to make some purchases no matter what, right? Whether you're going on a tour, buying groceries, out at a restaurant, and you want to have a really good understanding of when somebody hands you the bill or tells you the number, that's even scarier, tells you the number that you owe. Yes, you can just hand over your card, but do you even know what that number means? Or if you're paying in cash, you're going to have to count it out. So this is an effort to make it a little bit less scary to think about numbers in Spanish. I'm going to give you a whole chart that's going to look very daunting. I'll pronounce each one for you, and then we'll just do a little bit of basic math or hearing numbers to see if we can understand. So let's get started, shall we? So feast your eyes. I'm zooming out ever so slightly. Feast your eyes on the entirety of this chart. Yes, it is big, okay? But what I'm going to be doing is walking you through the basics. 1 through 10, we already know, I'm sure, but I'm going to give you a little bit of pronunciation practice and some hacks, okay? So the first thing I want you to take note of is that we're not going to start using this letter Y until 31, but we are going to use E for and every single number up to 99. So 31 to 99, all the way down, right? Those are all going to be saying and that's because all these words are feminine. So 30, 40, 50, 60. But bear in mind that we only and when we're doing a 10 to a 1. So let's say a 40 and a 7. So 40 and 7. That's how we're going to do that. When we're working with our initial numbers, so actually up to this 29, we're going to do a combined fashion for those 10s and 1s, right? So 11 is 11 or 10 and 1. So just keep that in mind from a spelling perspective. I know we're not going to be doing a lot of spelling, and you're normally going to see these numerals being described for numbers, but being able to hear a number and assign a picture of, oh, I know what those numbers are is really important, especially when you get into certain currencies where it is not uncommon to hear about 1,000 or 1,000 in a day-to-day transaction, or possibly even 1,000,000 pesos, for instance. So let's just do some pronunciation really quick. And I'd love for you to listen to this a couple times over. I'm not going to go nice and slow, really. I'm going to kind of go at a decent clip. That's also the pace of life when we're hearing these numbers being spoken. So try to keep up as best you can, but have your finger by the pause if you need to go back. And if you want to repeat these after me, feel free to do that. And then check your work. So let's start from the top. I know if you've been living in the States, you've heard 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. But here's where it gets interesting. We're doing our says. We get 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. That one's not predictable. Then we get dieces from the next bit. So 16, 17, 18, 19. And I know you're seeing those numbers 6, 7, 8, 9. Then we get into our 20s. You're either going to hear this as 20 or 20. I kind of switch back and forth, honestly. So 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, and now I'll do more of the B pronunciation. So 26, 27, 28, 29. Pick your poison. I don't think it really matters either way. It's just an accent difference. Now we're up to 30. You're doing great. 30, like a train choo-choo type. So 31, 32, 33. And you'll hear them as 31 only if someone's really enunciating and trying to make life easy for you. What you're probably going to hear instead is 34, 35, 36. And you're going to have to know those are 3 words, or really, it's not incredibly important, but that's what you're hearing. 37, 38, 39. Now we're getting into a QU sound like a qua. 40, 41, 42, now a little faster, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49. Now we get into a 50, 51, 52, faster, 53, 54, 55, 56. 57, 58, 59, and now 60. So not seis, but 60. 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, so we're keeping those separate, 68, 69. Now, we just did our 60. Now we are doing 70. 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80. Now we're to 80, 80 y, right? 1, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90. So no 9 anymore, 90. Y 1, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100. 100. Now, if we go more than 100, like down here, you can see it becomes ciento. So ciento, and then I'd add my 25, for instance. So 100 is 100, 101 is 101. If we're doing multiple hundreds, 200, it goes at the front. 300, 400, 500. So there's no 500, just 500. 600, that's a tough one. 700, 800, fine. 900, so similar to the 90 structure. 1000, not million, just thousand. 1000. Then some random numbers. 125, 318. And notice how I'm not doing and anywhere because these are already bound together in their formatting, and I don't have to do my hundreds and tens and singles. Our year currently that I'm recording this is 2023. So we don't do 20 and then 23. We do 2000, so 2023, kind of the more formal way we do it. If this is your birth year, fantastic. If it's something similar to this, feel free to try it out. We were all born in the 1900s, I'm assuming, unless you're one of my kiddos. Hey. So 1982. So I've got to add my dos. 1,000,000 is million. Millón, cero is 0. And la mitad is half. So very briefly, I'm going to list you a couple numbers and you're just going to test yourself and see if you know them. Okay. So the first number I'm going to say is 54. I'm going to go pretty quick. Next number is 3011. Next number is 883. Okay. And I should be probably writing these down because I already don't remember the numbers I was providing you. But the first one was 54. The second one was 3011 was 3011. And the last one, my goodness, was, I believe, 800. Again, really should have written these down. 800. No, I don't remember. Let's say 839. I know that's not what it was before, and I could go back and fix it, but let's try on the fly. What would this one be? It'd be 8, and then 3, and then 9. Okay, so podemos practicar un poco más. Feel free to practice these. A really great way to practice these, do mental math, okay? When you are trying to calculate 20% off of whatever you're going to purchase, see if you can figure out what that number would be in Spanish and say it. Anytime you're given a receipt or you're getting off on 144th Avenue or something, do I know the number 144? Can I say what my bill was, which was $72.68? Just try all of those numbers. It's really going to help you just get more mental practice with this. And that's all I can recommend. You can also listen to this back. I would, if you can, test yourself and see if you can go through all of these nice and slow, either listening along with the recording or not, and try to get some speed with it. And then if you want to, just anytime you see a number, you're trying to say it out loud as a little mental math game for yourself. So Buena práctica, good practice. I did manage to keep this short, which is fantastic, hopefully, since some of these videos do get past 25 or 30 minutes. This is hopefully a nice little breath of fresh air and a recap of all of our numbers that you can keep practicing across time. The next lesson is going to be about regular present tense and has really nothing to do with this. So you can take this away as a practice sheet. I would print this off and make sure that you're able to use it. Put it on your fridge or something like that, because it's a nice reference document, if I do say so myself. And muchas gracias for being here and checking out the photo in the background. I mean, try to count the marigolds if you'd like to do a little extra practica, and good work on these numbers. We will keep working on them throughout time. Make sure you make them a part of your day-to-day life and you will succeed. I'll see you for the next video. Hasta luego.